Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are going to unlock the ultimate timeline management tool in English grammar. If your stories ever get just a little bit tangled up when you're talking about the past, you are in the exact right place. We're going to completely demystify the past perfect tense, and by the end of this, turn you into a veritable grammatical time traveler.
So think about this for a second. How do you actually organize the past? When you're telling a friend a kind of chaotic story, maybe about a terrible morning where literally everything went wrong, you've got multiple things happening at different times, right? You woke up late, but before that, your alarm didn't go off, and before that, the power went out. How do you make sense of all those overlapping events without totally confusing your listener? How do you clearly signal what happened first?
All right, let's dive right in. Today's explainer covers 4 key things: the core concept, building the tense, exactly when to use it, and finally, we'll tackle the infamous had trap.
Section 1. The core concept, organizing 2 past events.
Think of the simple past tense as our base timeline. Imagine we have now, the present day. Moving backward to, say, 8 p.m., we hit our simple past base. He arrived. But if we want to talk about something that happened even before 8 p.m., we need to travel further backward. Let's go to 7 p.m. I had eaten. And this right here is the unbreakable rule. If you have 2 past actions, the older action gets the past perfect, and the more recent action gets the simple past.
Let's look at the formal definition. The past perfect tense describes an action completed before another action or time in the past, establishing a clear sequence. It is literally all about sequencing time clearly. It's basically the grammar equivalent of putting a giant flashing neon arrow on your sentence that screams, "Hey, this happened first."
And this brilliantly illustrates the difference context makes. Take the simple past. I ate dinner. It's just a standalone fact. Boom, it happened. But contrast that with the past perfect. I had eaten dinner before he arrived. Suddenly we've got a rich, sequential story. The past perfect provides that absolute necessary background information, setting the stage for the more recent past event.
Section 2. Building the tense, the mathematical formula of grammar.
Now, I love this part because grammar becomes incredibly comforting here. We are dealing with a strict mathematical formula. Lock this into your working memory right now. Subject plus had plus the past participle. That is the whole shebang. It doesn't change based on whether the subject is singular or plural. I had, you had, she had, they had. It is wonderfully consistent.
Notice how flawlessly this formula scales across different sentence types. For a positive sentence, you just plug it in. I had finished. Need to make it negative? Just add not to make hadn't, so I hadn't finished. And what if you want to ask a question? Just swap the subject and had. Had they finished? The math holds up every single time. It's incredibly reliable.
Here's our finished positive product in action. I had finished my homework before dinner. You've got your subject, I, plus had, plus the past participle, finished. All the pieces snap together perfectly to create a grammatically flawless sentence that tells the listener exactly what happened first.
Section 3. When to use it, the rules for time travel.
Because, we aren't just learning abstract theory here. We're acquiring practical tools for everyday storytelling. There are 3 primary logical rules you need to remember. Step 1, an earlier action before another past action. Step 2, showing a cause or a sequence in the past. And Step 3, using reported speech to relay what someone else already said.
Consider these your ultimate signal words: before, after, by the time, already. When you are telling a story and you find yourself reaching for these specific words, your brain should immediately start warming up that subject plus had formula. These words are massive giveaways that you need to time travel backward.
So, the crucial point is how we use this to explain why something happened in the past. Look at this sentence. He was tired because he had worked all day. We have the simple past was tired. Well, why was he tired? We time traveled backward to find the cause. He had worked all day. This perfectly demonstrates showing cause in the past.
And here is a very relatable, slightly tragic anecdote highlighting sequence, using one of our key signal words. By the time we reached the station, the train had gone. The simple past is reaching the station, but the older event, the train departing without us, happened before that. Hence, had gone. It paints a perfectly clear picture, doesn't it?
Finally, reported speech flawlessly integrates this tense. Imagine a friend tells you on Tuesday, "I saw the movie." On Wednesday, you're reporting that to someone else. You say, "She said she had seen the movie." You are relaying old information, pushing the original statement one step further back into the past.
Section 4. The had trap. Defeating the grammar boss.
Think of this as defeating the final boss of the past perfect tense. Had? I know, when you write it down, it looks terrible. It looks like a stutter, a typo, or some glitch in the matrix. Your instinct is probably to grab a red pen and immediately cross one of them out. But resist that urge.
Look at this sentence. I was starving because I had no breakfast. Rest assured, this strange-looking sentence is 100% mathematically correct. Let's just apply our formula. Subject, I, plus our helper verb, had, plus the past participle of our main verb. If the main verb is to have, as in to have breakfast, the past participle is had. Therefore, I had. It is the ultimate grammar flex. You are officially mastering the deep mechanics of the language.
So, here is my challenge to you to wrap up our explainer today. Can you write your own had sentence about your daily life? Think about a time you were late, or hungry, or confused because of something you had, or maybe hadn't had, earlier that day. Test out your new grammatical time travel skills. You now have the exact formula to organize your past perfectly.